Japan, a land of captivating beauty, reverent culture, and timeless tradition. From sacred mountains guarded by ancient spirits to haunted alleys, the veil here is as thin as a whisper on the wind. Today, we invite you to explore the shadowed forests, heavenly peaks, and haunted alleys that inspired the tales and legends from millennia before that still embolden and chill the hearts of the nation to this day. The supernatural has deep roots in Japan's history, from the ancient concept of kami in the Shinto belief to the more sinister and sometimes silly yokai and yūrei. Spirits and spirituality are a major part of everyday life. But these tales aren't strictly confined to old scrolls and storybooks. They roam and exist in the very places we visit. This is Unveiling the Unseen Supernatural Beings of Japanese Folklore, a full immersion into the spectral world of Japan, told through the myths, spirits, and haunted sites that continue to shape its culture today. So, get comfortable and maybe leave a light on. Let's begin. To truly understand the nature of Japan's supernatural tradition, it's important to know how seamlessly it weaves into everyday life. To the Japanese, there's no distinct separation between the world of spirits and our own. Instead, the spiritual exists within the physical as a mist that lingers over the land, visible only to those who know where to look. Amongst the mist are yokai, supernatural beings that have a wide range of personality and purpose. From playful tricksters to handy helpers, even face stealers, each yokai's gifts are as distinct and surreal as their features can be. Representing the animism side of Shinto, they usually appear as distorted everyday objects or as entities bearing animal-like features. As wild as they come, each one serves its own purpose, but they all demand respect. Then there are the Yūrei ghosts. They aren't simply lingering souls, but spirits given power from overwhelming emotions, revenge, despair, love, and most importantly, ancestral rites unfulfilled. Even in a culture where honoring ancestors is a daily practice, some souls are forgotten or disrespected, and return not as a familial protector, but as something else. From the rural countryside shrines where monks still chant sutras to pacify restless souls, to the bustling cities that hold spirits in dark alleys and deep subway tunnels, every corner of Japan is pulsing with the energy of the seen and the unseen. As we delve deeper into the details, keep your senses sharp and your blanket wrapped tight. The spirits of Japan do not always reveal themselves right away. Sometimes they test you first. Dressed in flowing white funeral garments with disheveled black hair, these spirits embody a single intense emotion or unfinished business. Unlike the Western ghosts that may come back and linger randomly, the Yūrei are strictly born and bound to this plane from a final, overpowering thought or emotion that overtook a person before their passing. And as unending as their time is on this plane, their agony or anger never ends. One of the most chilling tales is that of Oiwa. Betrayed and disfigured by her husband, Oiwa died in agony, but she wasn't gone for long. Her spirit became one of the most feared in all of Japan, cursing actors who mocked her story and even plaguing film sets. To this day, actors performing the kabuki play about her engage in special rituals before each show begins, visiting the Oiwa Inari Shrine in Tokyo and offering prayers to ensure her spirit isn't angered. The Yūrei are a stark reminder, and a very real one to the Japanese, of the cost that the darkest side of humanity enacts onto itself. How deeply love and its betrayal can scar not just the living, but the dead. The terrifying Oni, horned demons of myth and legend. Standing tall with wild hair, curved fangs, and wielding iron clubs, these brutish beings bear an ogre-like appearance that demands respect and fear. Their outward ferocity reflects the raw power and destruction they wield within. The Oni are the personification of wrath and chaos, often seen wielding the powers of thunder and lightning. However, they can also be seen as defenders of sacred spiritual locations, warding off malevolence. Their stories are woven into certain traditions, especially Setsubun, a festival where people throw roasted soybeans while shouting, Oni wa soto, fuku wa uchi, which means demons out, good fortune in. One of the most famous Oni tales is that of Shuten Doji, a fearsome demon king who ruled from Mount Oe near Kyoto. He kidnapped young women from the capital until a band of warriors disguised as monks infiltrated his lair and beheaded him. Legend says his head, even severed, tried to bite his enemies one last time, showing just how ferocious the Oni can be. The Oni remind us of the darkness and savageness of the world that must be driven out, not just from the world, but from within ourselves. Picture yourself walking alone through a dense snowstorm. You've been trudging for hours, and it's difficult to see. But then, perfectly clear, you see a beautiful woman standing in the snow, wearing a flowing kimono as beautiful as her long hair and pale skin. This woman is the Yuki-onna, or Snow Woman, a spirit of the mountains, as enchanting as she is lethal. Yuki-onna is part of folklore born from the brutal frosts of regions like Tohoku and the Japanese Alps. She glides through the snow, leaving no footprints, luring tired travelers caught in the storms and freezing them with her icy breath. In other cases, tasking travelers with holding a child that grows heavier and heavier until they're completely buried in the snow. However, not all her stories are lethal and malicious. There are some tales of the Yuki-onna falling in love with a human and marrying them, even bearing children. But if the Yuki-onna's nature is discovered, she vanishes into a swirling mist of snow, never to be seen again. Just as fierce as a blizzard can be, the snow can bring beauty. The Yuki-onna is a symbol of just how unforgiving but elegant Mother Nature can truly be. From the frozen trails of the Yuki-onna, we head to the rugged peaks of Mount Kurama near Kyoto, home of the Tengu. These half-bird, half-human spirits are protectors of sacred mountains and forests. They're martial arts masters, known to train legendary warriors in secret. Often depicted with long noses, red faces, and crow-like wings, Tengu are both respected and feared. They despise arrogance, often punishing monks and samurai who act with pride or cruelty. But they also can guide the worthy, appearing in dreams or forest trails. In Japanese Buddhism, they've evolved from malevolent tricksters into divine guardians. When hiking Mount Kurama, locals still offer silent thanks to the Tengu, hoping not to offend these wild mountain watchers. The Tengu embody discipline and strength, as well as the stern and mysterious power Mother Nature has overall. Curses are a potent factor in Japanese myth and legend, and the Roku Rokubi are no stranger to their power, whether from their own misdeeds or those of their fathers, or returning for vengeance on their murderers. These eerie women were cursed with extendable necks so they may roam as a head while their body sleeps. After getting a belly full of lamp oil, these yokai either moan their contrition for the actions they took in life or seek to chill the hearts of the men who betrayed them, never ceasing until the lesson of the curse has been learned. These yokai reflect deeper social anxieties, especially for ancient Japan. Their stretched necks reflect secrets, shame, and selfishness, for actions fit only for the darkest parts of the hearts involved. Sometimes mischievous, sometimes tragic, the Rokurokubi offer a haunting look at how folklore can mirror the hidden tensions of society. At the misty Joran Falls, beware the woman who invites you to rest beside its waters. She is Jorogumo, the binding bride. Beautiful, graceful, and deadly. She snatches her prey by the ankles with a thick web and drags them into the waterfall to devour them whole. The townsfolk knew to avoid the falls, as one of their own was nearly taken when a man decided to rest at the basin. But one day, a woodcutter from out of town came to the falls, completely blind to the dangers that lingered there. When he dropped his axe in the water, the woman appeared to him and said to keep her presence a secret. But when he couldn't keep her secret, he fell asleep that night and never woke again. So should you ever find yourself in Joran Falls, keep a sharp eye out for spider webs and a beautiful woman amongst them. While her seductive charm sways hearts, there is a deadly predator under her delicate appearance. Terror cloaked in beauty, she shows us the power of the evil things that slink in the shadows, but more so, the power of the evils that hide in plain sight. Born from the bones of hundreds of warriors or starved peoples, the Gashadokuro is a towering skeleton that stands 10 meters tall with eyes glowing like a cursed fire. It roams around the countryside in the wee hours of the morning, invisible in the night. The only way you can detect it is by listening to the chattering of teeth growing closer. Otherwise, you are swept away and crushed in its jaws like many farmers and travelers before. Around the Oben season, when spirits return to the living world, stories of this beastly undead creature reappear, as some lucky victims do not. However, there is hope against these amalgamations of rageful corpses. Shinto wards and charms can stave off the Gashadokuro, but it will never stop searching for victims until its rage has been fully sated. As terrible as they may be, they remind us about honoring the dead and respecting their remains, and what happens when we don't. The Kitsune, mystical fox spirits, are shapeshifters, tricksters, and divine messengers. While they surround and guard the shrine of the Shinto god Inari, they are often seen near rice fields and shrines. Kitsune can be helpful, mischievous, or outright dangerous. While most Kitsune are holy messengers, guiding people with wisdom and protecting sacred places, they have much trickier cousins that enjoy meddling with mortals. Using the powers of transformation, illusion, and even possession, they have fun spooking travelers or terrifying wicked people. But in all forms, the Kitsune honor their promises and repay favors, and never forget a friend. Should you see a fox while you walk through Japan, know the spirits are watching over you. But keep your eyes on the road, because if you don't, there's no knowing where you'll be swept off to. Just like the yokai, humanity can be kind, and it can be cruel. Many of their tales come from the fortune or misfortune of someone's choices towards another, Mother Nature, or the afterlife itself. And in Japan, these spirits and legends are part of its soul, teaching, scarring, and inspiring everyone who hears them to look beyond what we think we know. Join Mysterious Adventures Tours as we explore these haunted paths, sacred lands, and powerful legends firsthand. This October, walk with us in Japan, where the veil is thinnest, where history and mystery collide. Visit mysteriousAdventurestours.com to reserve your place on this journey. Click below to subscribe and ring the bell, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok for more tales from the world's most haunted corners. Until next time, stay curious and never stop exploring the shadows.